Welcome back to Bold TV. I'm your host, Philip Michael. Now, our guest today is the co-founder and CEO of an OKR platform called WorkBoard. And they just raised $75 million in a Series D fundraising round. I will give a round of applause. That's amazing. Congratulations. Welcome also to Deidre Paknad. How you doing?
Good. Thanks. Nice to be here.
And happy to have you here. Now, of course, OKR stands for Objectives and Key Results. Can you start by breaking down what this means and telling us how your platform fits into that framework?
Yeah. So the framework for OKRs is the objective, the O, if you will, is what is it we're trying to achieve? What are we trying to accomplish, right? What's our intention? And then KRs, key results, are the measures that tell us we are achieving what we set out to. And so it combines, if you will, the purpose, our mission, with the measures of success.
And what kind of businesses use WorkBoard?
Well, all kinds. So Microsoft uses it at a very large scale, Cisco, VMware, Workday, Juniper, and then in healthcare, Humana and Anthem, McKesson, AstraZeneca, and then lots of hot startups like Toast and Avalara and Malwarebytes and so on. Basically, organizations where you've got strategic priorities, urgency to achieve them, and you really want everybody to be mobilized around the mission.
And what kind of business model do you all employ? Is it subscription-based? Is it fee-based? What's break down the model? And if you can share, how many users do you guys have so far?
We're nearing 1 million.
Sweet, amazing.
And companies like Workday and Juniper, it's really every person in the enterprise is a user of WorkBoard, because in simple terms, everybody in the enterprise needs to know, what are the strategic priorities?
Sure.
Where are we going? Are we getting there?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the way we sell is based on the number of people that use the system.
Mm-hmm.
And we sell an annual subscription usually to the enterprise or the leader of a business for all of the people in their business.
So like an enterprise B2B SaaS model.
You bet.
All
Exactly.
right, sweet. What is the major pain point that you actually solve that made you want to go out and create this in the first place?
Yeah, there's two kind of going on at the same time. The first is OKRs and an OKR platform tend to replace the old school, we'll have a 5-year plan and a 1-year plan.
Okay.
And with OKRs, you're really iterating every quarter on what the strategic priorities are. And when you try and iterate on the plan faster, you have to have a more efficient way to do it. And when you try and include everybody in it, it has to be something that is scalable and reliable and so on. So the problem we set out to solve was helping organizations iterate on strategic priorities faster. And today, super important for people everywhere to know the why of their work, right? We all learned last year that life's too short to do work that doesn't matter, that you have no idea what the value is.
Mm-hmm.
And so today, making it really easy for people to attach to what their team's trying to achieve and see how that fits into the company's mission, that's a big part of why companies adopt WorkBoard now.
Wonderful. Now, there are a lot of people out there that may be watching and go, I want to be just like you when I grow up. So tell us, again, the big money, how did you raise $75 million? How did that come about? And how do you go about doing that?
Yeah. So, it starts with raising a lot smaller money first. So when I set out to start WorkBoard, we raised just about $3 million in seed money.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, as I even raised the $75 million, by starting and building relationships with investors first,
Mm-hmm.
and getting really clear myself on what problem we were solving, who we solved it for, why it was worth solving, how big it could be. Those things are super important to be clear on
Mm-hmm.
as you start heading down the fundraising path. But if I were giving advice to people who want to raise money, and particularly if they're starting kind of early, it's zoom in on who funds companies at your size and at your scale. Like there's 1,000 VCs out there, but they don't all fund companies in your
Right.
segment.
Sure.
And so dial it in, and then build relationship with people before you're raising money. Because when you raise money from an investor, you're getting married to them.
Sure.
They're going to be around your table for a long time.
Yes.
And you got to want them at your table. And that's not automatic, right? So really get to know people. Like, do you want their advice?
Right.
Is their advice any good? Do you
Right.
like them? Can they see your vision?
Mm-hmm. It's not just
really
one way. It's not just one way. You have to pick them also, instead of just money being thrown at you.
Yeah. there's founder investor fit really makes a difference, particularly early, because, 7-10 years of being a CEO and driving the company, and that you want the right partners on the journey, right? And if you're a first timer, you don't know that. You kind of think, oh, that's a great brand. Like, it needs to be a great brand and a great partner who's going to be on your board.
Of course.
And then you have a better shot at building a great company.
Just for someone out there that may be early stage, or even at the seed stage, and you mentioned, don't just go in there and just ask for the money right away. Just begin to build a relationship beforehand. What is a nice way to do it? Do you get a warm intro? Do you shoot them emails like, hey, I'm doing ABC XYZ. Would just love to be on your radar. Perhaps we can meet in the future. But what's the best way to do it?
Awesome question. And hard for people at the seed stage, right? Because you don't know anybody yet. And if you haven't raised money yet.
Right.
But two great ways to go about it. One is, most VCs are super active on Twitter. Follow them. Like, hear their conversations, follow their conversations. You can hear what they care about. And many of them are very public on the best way to approach or engage them. And then if you are if you're a woman looking for your first round, or you're a person who is from anything outside of the white guy in the hoodie, there are lots of open doors, open windows where people are saying, please tell me about your ideas. And you can find most of those by just use Twitter as a network. VCs are super active there. And then, of course, always a warm intro. If you can get one, for sure, that's the best way to go. But most great seed investors know you don't have that warm intro.
Right.
And Twitter's a really easy way to see who wants to talk to you.
Sure. Now, one of the things when people on the outside, they see $75 million, they think this is a lot of money. But what a lot of people don't understand, with that money comes an obligation. You now have to go out there and scale to a certain level so these investors can get their returns, which is why they invested in the first place. Which brings me to my question. What is the next step for you? Is it to scale it to a certain point? Is it IPO, an exit in form of a sale? What's next?
Yep, great question. So right now, this year we'll double the company, and we want to double
revenue
it again.
Or use account?
Revenue.
Okay,
revenue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's how we got here, right? We triple, double, and we'll double again. And it's grow the business. We think that WorkBoard has an extraordinary opportunity to be a very large company in a very large category. And so it's the path to IPO, building the revenue stream that lets us be a public company.
What's the valuation now?
$825 million.
Sweet. So you're about to cross the B very, very shortly. When do you anticipate that happens? Are you going to have a funding round that brings you there in the near future? Or is it just scaling the revenue and then going straight for the $1 billion plus market cap?
Yeah, we'll probably raise one more round before an IPO, and that round will be well over the unicorn marker.
Love that. Where can people follow you?
At Deidre on Twitter. It's so DAY_DREE. Or Deidre at workboard.com. Reach out.
Love that. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your insights with us. I love it.
Great to talk to you. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you. And thank you all for watching. Make sure you follow Bold TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Until next time, have a great day. I'm out of here.